What up, people? This is your boy Chris Conscious, and I am back with another talk on the block. Just before I get started, just make sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you like what I'm saying around here, that will be a great help to spread the message. If you don't like it, still spread it. I like to hear other people's opinions. And just remember, when you guys are commenting in my comments, just keep the comments on the topics and not on anybody else or their character or what you think about them. I will delete you from this platform because I'm all about, in these days, spreading peace and love, regardless of what anybody's viewpoints on any of our topics. So today I am talking about two things in the news. One is centered around the demands that Black Lives Matter has for the Minneapolis police and the mayor, and I'm going to analyze that whole situation. And then also the idea that white people are now deciding to take a knee, asking, in a sense, for forgiveness. So we're going to be discussing that today, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on that. And obviously those thoughts are coming from the prism of spreading love and loving all people, regardless of their race, color, or creed. And then I'm just going to kind of talk about the inconsistencies with what's being asked and what we are conveying. I'm kind of in a low spirit today, but that'll probably change as I get more into the topic, because I'm very passionate about the things that I research. The state of this world is America. I ain't even going to say world. People will say the world, but America. The world has nothing to do with what's going on in America. So I don't even know why half of them even join along in this and don't have any idea how much of a nonsense some of this stuff is. But I'm going to be a little bit real. I decided that I'm no longer going to try to be PC for people. I go back and forth a lot with people on the internet about some of these topics, just because I like to get other ideas. But in this time, I'm more of now it's time to show the people what they're not seeing. And a lot of times what we're not seeing is because we're being distracted by minuscule things. And I even said before that we fight the wrong battles. And a lot of times why we fight the wrong battles is because we're uneducated in the things that we need to know. A lot of us don't pay attention to politics. A lot of us don't pay attention to what's going on in the world until something bad happens, and then everybody want to become professionals at everything justice. And you're not. Many of you that are even commenting on my posts, you have no idea because you do not pay attention to what's going on in the world. And sometimes it hurts me because those, I believe, that are in the Christian fold, who have seen some of these very things be spoken in the Bible through prophecy, kind of fall in line with the other sheep and not saying, wait a minute, that looks like something I read. And when people like me bring this up, then I'm this really bad guy. So I really love being the bad guy. So I'm okay with it. So I'm going to stay that way. So I had to take my earpiece off because my ears are delayed. It's kind of making me talk a little bit weird. So I'm going to show this news. So we're talking about Black Lives Matter and now the new demand. And I'm going to show you this article because this article goes with what I'm talking about. I actually ran into this article, what was it, this morning, I think. And I looked at it and I said, what? This article says right here, and this is in Forbes magazine, Minneapolis to disband police department. First of all, I thought this was about justice. And I just want to say something about this headline right here before I dig deep into the actual article. I've been talking to different people who support the Black Lives Matter and support the ideas of what's being going on. has been going on and getting the justice. You know, first of all, I was never really for the protests in the first place because before the protest even happened, the police officer was already arrested. Yes, it took 4 days. Who cares? I get why it takes 4 days because cops have certain immunities, and when you arrest the cop, you want to make sure you got him, right? So I give those people that benefit of the doubt. When they were investigating, they wanted to make sure that they had him. But the thing is, he was arrested before the protest started, before the riot started. So after he was protested, after he was arrested, protests happened. So that made me say, wait, aren't we getting what we asked for? Which is for cops to be fired when he was fired, and two, prosecuted, right? So at the time it was third degree murder. Then as they looked more into it and investigated more, they bumped up the charges, also bumped up the charges on the other 3 officers. Justice is happening, but yet the rioting happened. Even worse, even more. Yes, we can say that, Antifa. Antifa started it, or these white groups started it. But first of all, you asked the white group to join in. So there's this oxymoron here. You're mad that they started, but you wanted to join in. But when they joined in, you don't like the way they did it. Like, what did you expect? You know, I'm just saying. I mean, that's why I go with the Malcolm X adage. I don't think any other race should be joining our cause until our own race is actually united on a cause. But that's just my whole thing about that. So you asked them to join in. You didn't like how they joined in, but we still participated in the rioting and looting. But then still want to blame them, but we're still participating. Then you want to say that's not part of us, but then every speech that I see, every person that I look on the internet who's protesting, I'm hearing them justify, or the people who are doing the interviews on the news that represents BLM, is all justifying the riotous actions with Martin Luther King's words, saying that, this is the cries of the unheard and all this good stuff, right? But then on the other hand, we're not rioting. That's not us. We're largely peaceful. Then you got the news on CNN talking about it's largely peaceful when there's a big old burning building in the background. So something in my head goes, wait a minute, what? Wait, there's a big burning building in your background, and you're saying largely peaceful? There's a burning building. Not a small garbage can burning. No, a building burning. But you want me to believe this is largely peaceful. Then I'm looking at personal video after personal video just flooding my timeline with people who are actually out looting and protesting. I'm not seeing peace. I see some peaceful protests. I even see a lot of older black guys say, hey, we're trying to do this peaceful, and I commend them. And it behooves me that if it was largely peaceful, why would these guys have to say that? Why is this literally flooding the internet with people trying to make people be calm and peaceful? Because it's not largely peaceful, right? So, I mean, when you got questions, when you ask questions, you tend to answer your own questions. But some of us don't ask questions. Some of us just like to believe the narrative, right? So I've asked people time and time again, when I'm dealing with people who support the Black Lives Matter movement, what's going on in its justice for Floyd. I'm glad that justice is being done for George Floyd. But what I'm not glad about is what now this so-called protest is turning into. I ask people time and time again, show me the systemic racist policy that's holding people down. Show me the policies that's telling the police officers that they need to be killing folks, or that they target black people. Don't give me no panel of people who say the things, because you can pay people to do that. We're saying that there is a systemic racist situation. Not only that, I don't care how many people tell you to do something. Every individual has their own mind and their own ability to make their choices. So a panel of black cops saying that, well, we have to do this in order to get this certain, they want us to get these certain arrests, so we have to go find arrests. But you chose to go in the black community to find those arrests. You chose. Because you feel like that's the only place that should say something. Why? Because we all know that more crimes are happening in that community. That's why you go in the black community and find crimes so that you can meet your quota. Because you know it's there. Because if you had to meet a quota, then you're going to go where the quota can be met. That's common sense. That don't take a rocket science to think. So don't sit here and blame or your boss or your this to saying, hey, we need to get this, or we need to get this many crimes. I get it. Everything is budget, and I really believe that's one flaw in our system, that everything is about budget and money, right? I get that, right? But I don't believe just because everything is about budget and money, it's about defunding something. I do believe that it's called, let's figure out how to spend this money a little bit better. That was a simple solution right there. But no. So let's get on with this. I've asked them and asked people, everybody who's arguing with me about this whole Black Lives Matter thing, show me the policies. Show me the laws. I'll get behind you if you show me some legislation. Have we done that? People keep saying, yeah, well, there's people doing that. Where? Show me the legislation. I don't want to hear there's people doing that. Where's the legislation? I don't want to hear people. I'm talking to this. I'm talking to this person to help this, and I'm talking to this person. Where is the legislation? All y'all doing is talking to people, and nothing is getting done because the only way something changes is to write it into law. Where's the legislation? So then I look on this thing here, and it says Minneapolis to disband public police department. They literally voted to get rid of their police department when the simple answer was to fire those cops who do bad and then create new policies so that they're spending money correctly so that they don't have to depend on making arrests to get money. Simple solution. I didn't have to write that down to even just say that. That was a simple solution, because now you're going to defund a whole police department, so there's all of these good cops who no longer will have a job. Good cops. I ain't talking about bad cops. Now I'm getting all in my passion here. So your answer was to destroy good cops, good people's lives, because you're mad at the justice for George Floyd, or supposedly mad for justice of George Floyd. I remember his brother got on the news and said, hey, George was a peaceful dude. He always wanted to promote peace. But yet we're giving people a few. What's the girl's name? Michelle Obama got on did a congratulations, graduation thing for the world, telling people, go and be angry. Like, wait, what? I'm sorry. I believe in God. I'm a faith person. And my scripture, and not even just the Bible, I'm talking about even in the Quran. I've read the Quran. I've read a lot of books on spiritual principle. I even read Buddhism, because I was curious. They all say to be angry, but not sin, or not to do something wrong, or not to do something illegal, or not to do something bad. But it also goes on to say, do not let the sun go down on your anger, meaning don't stay mad. Don't let the next day come and you're still mad. Why did you say that? No, I'm going to read this. I got to read this for you guys. This is a scripture. I got to read this for you guys, because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. This is what makes me mad, because we're living in a world that's perpetuating, telling us it's okay to be angry, when most of us have some type of faith. Most of us have some type of belief in the higher power, into God. And all of our scriptures talks about not being angry, not making decisions while you're angry. Let me read this scripture. This is coming out of the Bible. So stop telling lies, right? Sorry, I would have brought it up on here, but it's on my computer right here. But you can look at it. It's Ephesians 4:25. I'm reading for the NLT version, New Living Translation. Right? So stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth. Come on. They ain't told us the truth about coronavirus, and not telling us the truth about this whole idea of black people being hunted by police. That's a lie. I'm sorry. There's no statistic, there's not a thing in the world a person in the world can corroborate that police are hunting black people, as they're saying in Black Lives Matter, and wondering why I can't support them. Because they got you hyped up on a lie. Or we're going to get into Black Lives Matter and what they really believe. Some of us who call ourselves Christians and call ourselves believers, or calling us people of faith, or even calling ourselves a fair person, and we're literally jumping on their bandwagon and don't even know what they really believe in. Did anybody go to their website and read their mission? Their mission makes you go, what? Communist mission? Matter of fact, their mission sounds just like Antifa's. That's a whole other story. We'll talk about that on a different time, right? So let us tell our neighbors the truth, for we all are part of the same body. We all live in America, guys. Black, white, Indian, Asian, Native American, Mexican, Canadian if you're from Canada, Africa if you came over here, Nigerian. We all live in America. We're all one body. Remember I said in one live, I said a house divided against itself will fall. We have many houses in this big house. We live in a mansion, and we got many houses in it. Each one of our individual houses are not in order, and our big house is not in order. Our family is out of order. All the houses in our family is out of order because we were fighting race battles that don't exist. We're fighting ideologies that you can't fight. Yes, I'm not saying that people are not racist. Let's get me correct. I said race battles. That's different than racist people. There are racist people. There are people who have their beliefs about other people. You can't change that. There's no way you can change that. I can say I'm not racist and still be racist. So all these people out here apologizing, we'll get to that in a minute. What is it doing? It's pacifying you. You're fighting the wrong battle because you can't fight something that does not present itself tangibly. And you think you're going to win something, right? So it says, for we all are parts of the same body. This is 26. And don't sin by letting your anger control you. And don't sin, mind you, I'm in the New Living Translation, and the King James and some of the stuff that we're all used to is do not sin. Do not let your anger lead you to sin. But it says, don't sin by letting your anger control you. Does that sound like somebody right now? All the rioters, all the picketers, not picketers, but looters, all the vandalism, even the peaceful protests, got all these people angry, yelling and screaming, trying to force people to believe what they believe. And then when I just watched one of the Black Lives Matter leaders who was had the bullhorn on one video where they were trying to get this guy who I guess he was running for state assembly or whatever, who is a part of state assembly, wanted him to sit here and say he was going to disband the police. And because he said he didn't want to do that, which he's smart, they get out of here, get the F out of here. They pushing him out of the crowd. Anger, sinning. Treating people less than you would treat yourself. What is the two greatest commandments of God? Treat your neighbor as you treat yourself and love the Lord thy God. Sinning. I don't care if you don't believe in spiritual. You're still sinning. It's a moral code that we live by in America. And that moral code came out of the scriptures. So if you want to disband that whole ideology, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. Then you can't sit here and tell somebody they can't murder. You can't sit here and tell somebody they can't steal. Then fine, let's go into that type of society. I hope you make it. I hope you live through it. We're nothing. None of the values, because all the values came out of the scriptures. So we might as well go to a scriptureless society. So then that means none of what we're talking about matters anyway. So people can be racist, are going to hate you and kill you for it. Because nothing's wrong. Nothing is moral. We can't just make up morals. Can't do it. But y'all want to do it. See, this is why this movement don't make sense. You're preaching one thing, but you're doing another. You're preaching, we want everybody to be loved and all this stuff, but you hating a group of people right now. Y'all talking about white people need to repent. Repent to who? Stop it. Stop it. Get on your knees and beg for forgiveness. Stop it. God is going to strike every one of y'all dead. I ain't going to say he's going to do that. That's just my feelings. That's what we used to say back in the day. God will strike you dead. But man, karma's going to be, karma about to hit it. I tell you, just wait. Just wait. Let's keep going, because I don't want to get time too long and I won't get through my points here. Don't let the sun go down. Don't sin by letting your anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you're still angry, for anger gives a foothold to evil. If you are a thief, looters, quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good hard work, and then give generously to others in need. So think about that. All these looters, y'all talking about that's their way of trying to get justice? This says right here. If you were truly trying to get justice, then you should be the example, looters. You should be out there working hard and just saying, this is what we need to do. Here, I worked hard, I'm going to help this person. But no, you stealing from a person. Y'all beating up business owners for trying to protect their business. Stop it. Stop it, guys. Love is the way. You can get mad at me all you want to, but I'm always going to preach love. And I'm never going to preach division by talking about I'm black and I'm this and black power. No, never. I'm a man. I'm a human. And I love all people. I want black people to be great within our family, within our culture, so that we can add to the culture of America. Like we've been. But without all the anger. It's okay to be proud to be black. I'm proud to be black too. But I'm not going to alienate nobody because I'm black. I'm not going to make somebody feel guilty because I'm black and I'm oppressed. For what? That doesn't do anything for me. I'm trying to prosper. I'm not going to go around being angry with what other people did. They did it. They ain't doing it now. Slavery happened. It ain't happening now. Jim Crow happened. It ain't happening now. I'm still trying to figure out where the injustice is. Again, nobody can show me that. Everybody just giving me these half-cocked ideas. Well, because of this, and if you look at this and how this affected this, and this and this and this and this, that's where we get it. That doesn't even make sense. You just like took like 5 different pies and put it together and said this was a whole pie. I got this blueberry over here. I got this cream pie over here. I got this strawberry pie together, put it together. Oh, this is a peach pie. That's what you did. It's either real oppression or it's not. You don't have, if it's real oppression, you don't have to do all that explanation to show something. A truth is a truth. I don't have to explain to you why my wall is blue. It's blue. You can look at it and see it. When you got half the nation can't even see what you're talking about, you can't even explain what you're talking about. You can't even corroborate or give evidence to what you're talking about, but you want us to believe it and then get mad when we don't? Stop it. That sounds like foolery. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. Now, we're looking at all that hate we're spilling in these rallies and these protests. All the hate language. That's not encouraging nobody. It's just dividing us even more. You want to say Trump is dividing us? Look what we doing. I have inboxes of some of my white friends just don't even know how to talk to anybody right now. They're so on edge, don't even know what to do. I got friends who are police officers who are thanking me for speaking out because they sometimes can't even do their job because they're scared they're going to get filmed and misinterpreted. Because they have to use a certain amount of force. That's what a police officer does. Enforce law. Force. The word force. Enforce. Come on, guys. We stupid. Let's get on with this. So, let's go back to this Minneapolis. Let's read this. The Minneapolis City Council on Sunday announced plans to disband the police department and invest in community-based public safety programs, following calls from activists to defund the police in the wake of George Floyd's death in the hands of the Minneapolis police officer. Community-based safety programs, right? Okay, I'm going to keep reading because I've never seen any plans drawn. Now you're about to break down a whole system that's been around for years that can be improved upon to implement a system that y'all haven't even thought of yet. Right? I'm going to show you why. Right? Disband the police department, community-based public safety programs. Matter of fact, is that public safety program going to solve all these cases that are unsolved? Who's going to solve those? All these murder cases. Who's going to continue to prosecute the cases that are already there if you disband the police? Who's going to investigate? When Mookie's raping your daughter, who's going to come get them? The public safety, the community-based public safety program is going to come get them? Oh, wait, because y'all don't believe in guns. They won't even have guns. Cousin Mookie might have a gun. When the cartel is in your neighborhood, one of the most dangerous drug cartels in the world, oh, your public safety program is going to come handle that? If the police and intelligent police now have a hard time handling that, what makes you think a public safety program is going to handle a cartel or a serial killer for that? With no weapons, right? Because that's what y'all want. This is what the whole agenda is about, and I'm going to show you that. They want to de-arm the police. They don't want police at all. Who do you think is going to police us after the police is gone? It's called military. It's exactly what Hitler did, that y'all trying to say Trump is doing. But Trump ain't doing that. It's your Democrats that are doing that. Because guess who problem it is? Y'all blame Trump for George Floyd and the mayor of Minnesota? Or the governor of Minnesota? The mayor of Minneapolis, the governor of Minnesota, they're not responsible for what happened. They're the ones that run. The police department in Minneapolis is ran by the mayor. How did Trump have anything to do with it? I'm not saying I like Trump. I'm not saying that he's doing a good job or a bad job. But how are you blaming somebody who is totally unrelated to the situation? So another reason why I can't get with y'all. Because your stuff is based in falsehoods and emotions. And people saying stuff out of emotion without thinking. There's no thought process behind what you do. Excuse me, guys. I don't know what that echo is, but if there is an echo there, sorry. Shouldn't be, but something's going on with that. I gotta make sure something is not playing. I'm sorry, I don't have my earphones on. Let me check it. Test. I don't hear the echo coming back. But hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just making sure everything is off on my computer. Because sometimes stuff be clicking on and I don't know that it's on. Yeah, I don't see any of that. Let me know if there's still an echo in what I'm saying, because I'm not seeing it, hearing it. But anyways, I'm sorry, let me go back to the Minneapolis. So we got here City Council President, key factors. City Council President Lisa Bender, along the Majority Council, cannot be vetoed by the Mayor Jacob Fry, announced the plan to end the city's toxic relationship with Minneapolis Police Department. We're here because we hear you. This is what they're saying to the Black Lives Matter people. We are here today because George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis. Bender declared in Minneapolis and the cities across the United States, it's clear that our existing system of policing and public safety is not keeping our community safe. First of all, this is a falsehood, right? The police have not kept us safe. How have they not kept us safe? I'm not understanding that. How how have they not kept us safe? I'm just sorry, guys. Maybe that was the problem. How have they not kept us safe? That's what I want to know. How have they not? We keep saying that they haven't kept us safe, but they arrest the people when we call them. When somebody get murdered, they solve cases. They catch people who are doing murders. They catch serial killers. They do a lot of this stuff, but they say we ain't keep them safe. How? How, Sway? No, our police department is not perfect at all. They're not perfect. And it's not perfect because, one, they're understaffed. Not a lot of people are becoming cops, especially in the black community. It's not perfect, but it can be better. Defunding them is not the way, guys. Our efforts, and it goes on to say, our efforts at incremental reform have failed, right? Incremental reform. Okay. What incremental reform? Because when I looked through Minneapolis's a database and looking at the things that they enact in Congress, it has nothing to do in their state assembly, had nothing to do with making the police better. Had nothing to do with it. I didn't see any policy they changed in the police department or the police efforts, right? Only thing that they could have did was very easy. Fire the cops that are doing bad jobs. Fire them. Why is that so hard? Why was it so hard not to fire cops who are doing a bad job? I'm not understanding. I don't get it. Right? So not only that, why y'all got that blue wall up there? If y'all really wanted to have good cops, then y'all could have got rid of the blue wall. But you never tackled that. So this is a lie. This is based in lies. You never tackled it. It's like I always said, we don't do the things that we're supposed to do, so then when it gets bad, then you want to do something drastic that's going to make it worse. It seemed like every time the Democrats make a decision, they make a decision that's going to be worse off in the long run. As I said, who's going to police? Who's going to catch the cartel? Who's going to catch all these murders? Who's going to respond to your rape calls and all that stuff? Tell me, show me. Oh, I'm sorry. The community safety program? The people who won't be carrying guns? Because y'all don't believe in guns. Y'all want to get rid of guns, right? Because people are getting killed. But the criminals are not getting rid of their guns. You just gave them an easy target. I'd like to see how that works out for you guys. I'm going to move forward. So the move comes as the protesters and activists at the protests across the country have been calling for cities to defund police. Defund police. We got a bunch of emotional people talking about defund police, and you're going to go do it. Okay. Why are they doing it? The question is y'all should be asking is why are they allowing this? You better go study what Hitler did, how he gained control. Better go study, guys. Y'all think it's Trump, right? Go study. Look at everything on the Democratic platform and go study. What do they want to do? They want to take your rights. They don't want you to have free speech no more unless you talk in the way they talk. They don't want you to have freedom of religion anymore. They don't want you to have freedom to bear arms, right? They don't want any of that. They want to take everything away from you that allows you to fight back against anybody who is tyrannical. They don't want you to be able to influence anybody. So mind you, they're just doing it to conservatives and people who have a Christian faith right now. But wait until that's all over. Just say if they get their way. Even you, Black Lives Matter, when they don't want you to speak, they're going to shut you down too. And you think it's racist now? Let the government get total control. Let them do it. Because that's what we're going down to. This is what y'all not seeing, guys. This is what we're going to. Total control, government control. Why? Because they want globalism. The whole globalist agenda. I'm showing y'all globalist agenda. Look. World Economic Forum right here. Strategic Intelligence Plan, right? This is all about globalism. How they going to get it done? I'm going to do another video on this. WeForum.org. This is the globalist plan right here, guys. They want us to be educated. And the first thing that, look, COVID-19 is on here. And this was on here 50 years ago. They've been planning it. This whole thing is a big plan of 50 years of planning. COVID-19 wasn't just added to the site when it happened. It's been there because it's been around. Coronavirus has been around, guys. Let me show you what the real battle is that they're distracting you from. But we're going to do that another day. Because y'all too in y'all emotions. I'm going to get you there. I'm going to bring you right through your emotions. Right? Protests against police violence and racism have erupted in our cities. Police violence and racism. You see how it was about, first it was about George Floyd and getting justice. Then it just came up to police violence and racism. And yet nobody showed a real statistic about police violence and racism. Where's the real statistic, guys? Where? Somebody help me out here. I'm trying to figure it out. Where is the real statistic? I showed you already. I showed you that black people are not getting hunted. But yet we still want to believe this narrative. We want to destroy our communities over it. Y'all don't see the big picture. Why did they allow that? Why did they allow that, guys? Moving on. I want to talk about the hundreds of white people sitting on the ground chanting mantras to reduce white privilege, right? How? Sway? How? How is hundreds of white people who may not be racist, because if they're sitting out there, they wasn't racist in the first place. Or if they were racist, they're going to fake like they're not racist and still hate you in the background. And still do the same things they've been doing, and nothing's going to change. Just to get you shut up and sit down, right? How, Sway? How's this helping? How is this humility? How are we supposed to respond to that? A bunch of white people who have nothing to do with oppressing us is apologizing for ancestral oppression. Apologizing to us for what? What's that going to do, guys? I'm sorry. I don't believe any white person should be on the ground apologizing for something they had no part in. In that case, then every black person needs to apologize, get on their knees and apologize to America for all the crime that we and our people have given this country. The problems that we've given this country. We should apologize for Uncle Mookie raping your daughters. We need to apologize for cousin in the gang over there killing our own people. Robbing people, robbing stores, doing all kinds of things. We need to apologize too. See how that works? We want them to do all apologizing for something they're not even doing, but we won't even apologize for what our people are doing right now. This is why I believe in self-accountability. How are you going to tell these people to do something when we don't even do it ourselves? We don't. And then how is that love? We requiring these people to bow down? I'm sorry, I don't get on my knees for nobody but God. But the Creator, the one who made me. This just won't ever happen. You can put a gun in my head. I'll be like, go ahead and pull that trigger because I ain't bowing down to nobody. Nobody. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I heard somebody say if I was being knighted, I would. I wouldn't either. Kneeling is a sign of respect, but that ain't what they're doing it. This is kneeling. This is a sign of regret. Because Kaepernick didn't kneel for respect. He kneeled because he didn't respect it, because he felt like America was killing black people. The stupid narrative that some white person told us. I ain't going to say some elite told us. I don't know if that person was white or black, but this came down. This is part of the agenda, which y'all not seeing because y'all don't look. Y'all don't even look at politics. Y'all don't even know what's going on in the world. I study this stuff in depthly, sorry. This is ridiculous, guys. What is it that we want? Because we all don't want the same thing. We got a little bit of people, and I'm sorry, the way the news make it seem like there's a bunch of people in America, but I'm sitting in a city that can get two craps about what's going on out there. People going about their lives, doing their jobs, doing their thing. They may discuss it a little bit, but that's about it. But ain't none of these people out here in my city protesting. They got some people protesting out here, but not very many. You got a very few people who are crying and whining about a myth, about something that's not even verified. Police hunting us? Who you gonna call when those gangs bust in your house and murder you or murder your son? Who you gonna call when you find out somebody raped your daughter or molested your son? Who you gonna call? The police about to be disbanded. Who you calling? Your neighborhood public safety program? Who ain't got no guns? What they go do? Y'all not ready for what's about to happen because you're in your emotions. As I said, we need to get out our emotions and start thinking straight. Thinking with our brains. But y'all mad at me because I think with my brain. I think with my brain. Black Lives Matter. Let's talk about that. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was founded, we already know, 2013 in response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murder. Black Lives Matter was founded. Foundation Inc. is a global organization. A global organization, guys. Right? UK, Canada. It's all about money, guys. Don't care about no black lives because they're global. Don't no other country got the same problems we have. We're a whole together different country. All right? But it's global. It's all about money, guys. Whose mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by the state and vigilantes. Right? So they want all these other cultures in here, right? But they talk about white supremacy and violence inflicted by the state and vigilantes. So any white person who is a gun-toting person, there must be vigilantes, right? Interesting. Or somebody who wants to protect their neighborhood for criminals. That they're vigilantes, huh? All right. White supremacy. They're not even fighting white supremacy. You don't see them going into Ku Klux Klan land and telling them they can't be Ku Klux Klan. Y'all not protesting to the Ku Klux Klan. Y'all protesting it to cities. I'm sorry, by the state oppression. And then yet you can't even tell me what state oppression is. All right? Creating a space for black imagination and innovation and centering black joy. We're winning immediate approvals in our lives or whatever. Black imagination, have y'all funded any black businesses? I don't know. What? I haven't seen that. I'm not seeing that on your site anyway. Because if you did that, it's supposed to be knowledge. Y'all want people to donate to y'all though. That's them, us donating to you guys. But I don't see. Y'all got a shop too. Okay. I don't see anything about giving and helping black imagination and innovation. I don't see any business grants or anything on here. Well, okay. I looked through this whole site, guys. But if you find some, I would love that. I would love that about them if they do it. So we are expansive, right? We are a collective of liberators who believe in the inclusive and the spacious movement. We also believe that in order to win and bring as many people, with us along the way, we must move beyond the narrow nationalism that is all too prevalent in the black communities. So I don't clearly understand, are you saying that black people are nationalists and you want to eradicate that thought process, or is nationalism somehow affecting black community? I thought it was cool to be okay with loving. We love our blocks. We love our city. We rep our city, but we can't rep our nation, because that's what nationalism is, guys. I think they're conflating nationals loving with the nationalist communist party of maybe that's what they're doing. But then again, you see the wording? You're leaving stuff out. We must ensure that we're building a movement that brings all of us to the front. Now, I agree with that. Let's bring everybody to the front. But how do you do that when you're saying Black Lives Matter? Right? You said Black Lives Matter. Because your whole mission is about black innovation and imagination. That sounds like racism. One of white people said we want to create a space for white imagination and white innovation. Y'all be going through the roof right now. Now who's putting the racism out? Sounds like Black Lives Matter, guys. We affirm lives of black, queer, and trans folks, disabled folks, undocumented folks. None of these have anything to do with black lives, right? But because undocumented folks, that I don't know too many black people who are not undocumented. But yeah, that's a whole subject. Folks with records or felonies, women, and all black lives among their gender spectrum. You know what? In a sense, I like how they say, okay, we affirm the lives. We affirm the lives of, right? You want to protect everybody who has all this stuff, right? Cool. I like that. But you want to protect these people, but you're literally getting rid of one of our lines of defenses from criminals. You're getting rid of the police and replacing it with community public safety people. What does that mean? And according to that article, they haven't even thought it out yet. Okay. We'll see how that works for you guys. Our network centers who have been marginalized within black liberation movements. So our network centers, those who have been marginalized within black liberation movements, right? Marginalized. That's one of those things that is, I believe, is more of a concept or a perceptional thing. We're working for the world where black lives are no longer systemically targeted for demise. This is a lie, because black people are not systemically targeted for demise. Again, that has not been proven or shown. We affirm our humanity, our contributions to society, and our resilience in the face of deadly oppression, right? So we call for Black Lives Matter we call for Black Lives to Matter is a rallying cry for all black lives striving for liberation, right? So basically they're saying black people are striving for liberation. Liberation from what, guys? We're already liberated. This is why I said baseless movements. This is baseless. They've been saying stuff like we need equal rights. I'm like, we already got that. What are you talking about? We're striving for liberation. We already have that. What are you talking about? Especially when you look at mainly everybody who's had these police interactions, unfortunately had to be killed by it, had some type of something they were doing wrong to even have the interaction with the police in the first place. Yes, the police overstepped. But you're not going to sit here and make people who are doing criminal things into some heroes. I'm sorry, that's not it. Doesn't make sense. You're putting us all in danger by doing that. I want to highlight some things on this page. This is the belief page. So I just want people to know what Black Lives Matter is about, because to keep saying we're just about black lives. It's not that. It's way more than that, right? We acknowledge and respect and celebrate differences and commonalities. Oh, I'm sorry. I could not read that word. Commonalities. I like that. We agree Black Lives Matter. I'm with you on that one. We work vigorously for freedom and justice for black people, and by extension, all people, right? Okay. If that's the case, then you just put good police out of business, out of work. You said you care about all people. Y'all didn't say anything about Mr. Dorn, the black police officer that was killed during the riots. Y'all not asking for justice for that. They even caught the guy. Y'all not even mentioning that. So if you say all people, you just lied right there. Because even with this whole George Floyd thing, which y'all now asking has nothing even to do with George Floyd. You want white people to get on their knees and beg you for forgiveness. What does that have to do with justice for all people?
You're faulting innocent people for the sins of an ancestor. And then some innocent people who don't have slave owners for ancestors. There's white people who were in the North who believed in black freedom. That's why we won. You fought them too. Because you said white people need to apologize, including the ones that are next beside you protesting. But you want justice for all people? How's that justice, guys? I don't see y'all trying to get reparations for the Indians. Matter of fact, we want them to give us land that actually belonged to the Native Americans. We need our reparations. It don't even belong to us. But I don't see y'all doing that for the Native Americans. This is baselessness, guys. Baselessness. Stuff is not even rooted in truth. It's all about black people. But then want to try to say, but we all inclusive. If I was a white person, I wouldn't be standing beside no Black Lives Matter talking like that. Stop it. You're advocating for a switch in racism. We intentionally build and nurture a beloved community that is bonded together through a beautiful struggle that is restorative, not depleting. When? Where? Where? What restorative? You just burned down our communities. And quit saying that Black Lives Matter doesn't have nothing to do with that, because they do. They were there too. And some of the people who, or black people who support Black Lives Matter, who are member of Black Lives Matter, were looting and destroying stuff. So stop saying they weren't there. I'm watching video after video of people with Black Lives Matter shirts on. Oh, y'all want to distance yourself from them now? Oh, they're not a part of us. They just wore a shirt. Stop it. Then we should say the same thing about the police. Just because the police got a uniform on doesn't mean that they bad police like that guy that killed George Floyd. Stop the hypocrisy. We're unapologetically black in our positioning. I could have swore I just read something here that said we don't have to quantify ourselves, but you just did right here, right? This is how dumb this is. It's all not thought out. In affirming our Black Lives Matter, we need not to qualify our position. Look, we're right there in that sentence, right? We are unapologetically black in our position. In affirming that Black Lives Matter, we do not need to qualify our position. Didn't you just do that? We are unapologetically black. You just quantified your position or qualified. Really? This is why I say I don't join stuff that's not well thought out. To love and desire freedom and justice for ourselves is a prerequisite for wanting the same for others. Prerequisite for wanting the same. You don't want the same for others. Because if you wanted justice and freedom, you would have left the police station alone and only convicted and focused on the cops who did the wrong. But now there's good cops going to be out of job. Good black cops going to be out of job. You don't care about nobody else's life. Stop lying. I'm so sick of these oxymorons and these people trying to make it seem so innocent, and it's not. We see ourselves as a part of the black global family, and we are aware of the differences we are impacted or privileged as black people who exist in different parts of the world. Oh, I'm sorry. Different ways we are impacted or privileged as black people. Okay. You want to get rid of white privilege, but you just acknowledge that black people have privilege. Privileged as black people. Okay, guys. You see how idiotic this sounds? You're fighting against white privilege, but you're going to acknowledge that black people have privileges. Okay. All right. Makes a lot of sense. We are guided by the fact that all Black Lives Matter. And then not only that, if you really believe that Black Lives Matter, the phrase in the token says that, when somebody says, but all lives matter, then what are you arguing with them for? Why is all lives matter so what's the word? Threatening to Black Lives Matter when you said you're all inclusive. When we say Black lives, we also include everybody else. But you mad when somebody's like, no, but all lives matter. Why can't we just say that? Because you don't want to say it. Because you ain't all inclusive. You're not. Sorry, guys. Stop with the foolery, guys. This is foolery. I know y'all hate this whole post, but I don't care. I gotta be real. I gotta be honest. We're guided by the fact that all Black Lives Matter, regardless of actual or perceptional sexual identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status or location. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead, right? That should be a given. Why does that even have to be even mentioned? If they're people, right? We're always distinguishing. We always want to talk about we want to get rid of racism, but we always got to make sure we know that it's a transgender brothers included and black people included. Like, come on, guys, really? Y'all want to say who? Okay, I'm sorry. We build a space that affirms black women as they free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered, right? Okay, but you're not for men? Oh, but only when they're getting killed by white men. Got you. Sorry. We practice empathy. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about and connect with their contact. Connect with their context. Okay, whatever. That was kind of weirdly put. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about and connect with their context. Okay, whatever. No, you don't. If I think that means that you're trying to understand other people's point of views, I haven't seen it yet. Every Black Lives Matter person I talk to, they call me all kind of names because I think different than them. Because I won't admit that everything is about black and white, because it's not. We engage in comrades. Comrades? Who uses the word comrade? Oh, communists. Guess who else uses it? Oh, Antifa. Don't you got questions now? Comrades? Black Lives Matter wants to bring in communism, guys. We will no longer be in a free society once communism hit here. We'll no longer have to worry about race when communism, because it ain't going to be about race. It's going to be about rich and poor. And guess what? You won't have no rights anyway. You won't have the right to protest, just like China don't. And when they do, they kill their people and they suppress their people. You won't have the right to freedom of press, freedom of speech. You won't be able to say what you want. And that's on both sides. Wait until communism get in. I'm going to say I told you so. I'm sorry. I won't be able to tell you so because I'm going underground after that. I would be the biggest rebel you'll ever see. I would be the hated and most wanted. You have to kill me to take my freedom. Give me freedom or give me death. And I believe in that. Right? We make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate in their children. We dismantle the patriarchy practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so that they can mother in private even as they participate in public justice work. All right? We disrupt, watch this. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure. If y'all don't know what the nuclear family structure, that means a mom, a biological woman, a dad, a biological dad with kids. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement to support each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are uncomfortable or are comfortable. You disrupt that. Every successful person in America knows that a strong family is a path to success. But we disrupt that. Nuclear family, a man and a woman. But you support that. Christians, black people, we support that? Okay. But this is about black lives, all right? And we do know that part of the problem in the black community is because the man is not in the home. Oh, unless y'all change that ideology, right? Even though that's actually scientifically proven. Got you. This is what y'all supporting, guys. So I agree with some of the stuff with Black Lives Matter. I agree with helping all people and all this stuff. But I don't believe they believe that because all their actions don't show that. All that's good and dandy. It's just it's an oxymoron. And then they tell you different things like how are you for all people, but then you're trying to disrupt the nuclear family. So I'm the enemy. I can't really be a part of it because I believe in a nuclear family. Interesting. Wow. Know what you're getting yourself a part of, guys.
This is where California's nurse.
Know what you're getting yourself a part of, guys. Know what you're getting yourself a part of. It's not just about justice, because if it was about justice, justice is being served. This is about dismantling everything we know to be freedom in America. This is about dismantling everything we know to have a business. And all these things, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all these things are tools that the people that y'all not even looking at, the elite, the swamp as Trump called it, they're using these things to get us to vote away our freedoms and to destroy our community and keep us divided so we don't see what they're doing. You miss it. Be quiet. You missed it. Be quiet. Shut up. Sorry, guys. Got to tell the dog to shut up. But yeah, so this will be the end of the show. Anyway, if you like what I'm saying, if you get what I'm saying, hit me, comment. I want to hear what you guys think. I'll be back most likely tomorrow on another show. There's so much to say about this stuff. I want to talk to some people. I might even take some calls tomorrow. I just wanted to get out my thoughts on this. Whether you like what I say or not, I don't really care whether you like it anymore. Because you guys are blind. And I'm trying to wake you up. This is not about black and white. It's about love. It's about loving people. And if you love people, all people, you can't be a part of some of these groups because these groups don't love all people. There might be individuals in those groups that love all people. But that group wasn't designed for that. And when you decide that you want to be a part of a group, and when you decide that you want to do something opposite of what the movement is about, you're going to no longer be in that movement. I guarantee it. Because they're going to kick you out. Because they have an agenda. And you need to know what that agenda is. I'm sorry. I love black people. I love white people. I love all races. I love my culture. But Black Lives Matter is not what we should be doing. Not the way they do it, not how they're doing it. Because now they're doing something that's going to put us all in danger, and you don't even see it. I guarantee you when these police are disbanded, you're going to wish we never did it. You're going to wish we never did it. That's the end of my show. As I always say, we out here in these streets. Again, go over to the Wiley Life, like and subscribe. I have a website. You can also catch me on that as well.